In this episode of Rob Christie Hike Across America, we continue with our mission, try to find something worth doing in every state. This week, we're in New York, and we'll be checking out Niagara Falls. But first we check out the hidden gem called the Eternal Flame, located in Chestnut Ridge Park, off the 277 in Orchard Park, New York. We're at our first stop here in New York. This is the Eternal Flame Waterfalls, which is a natural gas fire burning behind a waterfall in a cave. Now, the Eternal Flame Waterfall is definitely a hidden gem in New York. It's one of those places that most people don't know even exist, and you have to actually go there to believe it for yourself. Now, the hike down to the falls isn't horrible. It can be rocky at some points, and you will have to walk through some water. And remember, if you do like this video and you want us to keep making more, please write "keep on hiking" in the comments. And stick around till the end of the video and see where we head next week.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we finally made it to the Eternal Flame, and it is lit and it's pretty cool. And obviously for a hidden gem, this place is pretty popular. No problem. So that was the Eternal Flame Falls, and now we're going to be heading on to Niagara Falls up in Buffalo. We're going to do that today and go back at night and check out the light show. Now, Niagara Falls is located just an hour north of the Eternal Flame Waterfalls in the city of Buffalo, right on the Canadian border. We're in our second stop of New York. We're Buffalo, checking out Niagara Falls. And we'll be going over to Goat Island and checking out the Horseshoe Falls. Now, Niagara Falls is surprisingly free. You do have to pay for parking, and it depends on the day. $8 for a weekday, $10 for the weekend. It also has some of the best wheelchair accessibility that I've seen in a state park so far. And if you're feeling adventurous, they do have the Maiden of the Mist, which is this boat ride that takes you down to the front of the waterfall. But it does, however, run $25 per person, which actually isn't that bad. And you can either do it on the Canadian or the American side. Now, they do have an observation tower here, which is pretty cool, and it only runs $1.25, which is a great deal. If you decide to do the Maiden of the Mist, $1.25 goes towards that as well. Now, after checking out the American Falls, we decided to cross over to the bridge and check out the Canadian Falls as well. Now, Niagara Falls is made up of 3 giant waterfalls, Horseshoe Falls in Canada being the largest one, Bridalveil Falls in the middle, and then the American Falls, which is closest to the tower. Now, you can access all 3 of these waterfalls by going over the bridge to Goat Island, and you get a pretty good view. But if you want the best view, you'd have to either take the Maiden of the Mist or go over to the Canadian side, where you can see the waterfalls head on. But you do get to get up right next to all 3 waterfalls really close, which you can't do on the Canadian side. In addition to the Maiden of the Mist, they also have the Cave of the Winds, which is a staircase that goes down to the bottom of the waterfall, where you can just stand there and get drenched. Now here's a statue of a man I feel needs no introduction, the grandfather of electricity, Mr. Nikola Tesla himself, whose contributions he made here at Niagara Falls helped shape the world we live in today. Now this is the Canadian side of Niagara Falls, Horseshoe Falls, which is the largest of the three. Now this is the closest you can get to Canada without actually going into Canada. Now after this we headed back to our hotel, but we were coming back later on for sunset and to check out the light show. Now we came back here just before sunset, and not just to catch a sunset, but because they do something special here every night at Niagara Falls. That's a pretty cool light show, courtesy of Canada. So when the sun goes down, the lights go up. However, it did take about an hour or so before you can actually make out the lights. So if you weren't coming for the sunset and you just came for the light show, I suggest coming at about 10 o'clock instead. And Niagara Falls definitely makes it to my list of things that all Americans should see before they die, right up there with the Grand Canyon and Mount Rushmore. Now we didn't go over to Canada, but just from looking at it from across the river, it looks like it's a pretty hopping place. They also put on a pretty good fireworks show for us as well. In the next episode of Rock Christie Hike Across America, we finish up our time in New York by going to Letchworth State Park, which is the #1 park in the state. We also go to Kansu Bridge in Pennsylvania. So if you found yourself liking this video and you want to see more, please like, share, subscribe. Plenty on the channel, more on the way. Till next time, keep on hiking.